All right, everyone, we're back. Sorry for messing up before there. Empire Universe, we are back, and today I'm very excited to have the guest on. She's the current LFA Strawweight Champion, Lupita Godinez. I'm probably saying it wrong. I hope she doesn't kick my ass over that. So I'm going to be sending her the link to join in with the stream in a second. So just bear with me, guys. Whoever's going to be watching, I do have to send her the link and everything. But I did want to open up and introduce her before I get her on here. As well, if I let her join now, if I let her join now, then she's probably going to come up here and be like, what the hell? So just give me a second here, guys. I do apologize. Oh, shoot. I think I got her on here. Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. Just give me a second here. Just getting her in here. This is why it's a live stream when things don't go right. Okay. When things don't go right, that's why it's a live stream. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I'm just waiting for her to join in here, and hopefully she'll come in, and hopefully she knows how to work this thing. So while I'm waiting for her to come up on here, so if you guys are wondering, for who's going to be watching this before or after, or currently or after, J-Bond Construction Inc. For anyone that's in the Chatham, Ontario area, a friend of mine, Jared Bond, I'm representing his company right now. Great company. And he just started up in the last year and a half. Great guy. He always gives out free quotes. And he's really, really good with pricing, and he's a good guy. I've known him for a while. He's going to do a good job for you guys. So be sure to go check out his page. Now we're going to get Loopy's joining in here. So we're going to get her to join in. I think she's just working her camera. So we'll get her in here. So without further ado, here we go.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I hope that you, like, when I sent you everything, I hope I didn't make it too confusing. Is this the first time you ever done like a live stream with someone?
No, I think I did it before. I done it before. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is actually my first time, so if I mess anything up, it's all on me here. So.
Oh no, it's good. It's good.
So how are you doing? How's everything going?
I'm really good. It's kind of cold today, but we're good. We're good here. We're healthy, so that's all that matters for sure.
Oh, absolutely, and I think that's the main thing everyone says today. As long as you're healthy, you don't have COVID, life is good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
Yeah. So I will say, yeah. So this is I was kind of surprised when you said that you were residing in British Columbia. So I know that you were born. I'm not sure raised in Mexico. So what made you decide to move all the way to British Columbia?
Well, I moved here when I was 14,
Mm-hmm.
14 and a half, almost 15. And my parents decided for me. Of course, I didn't have any say at that age. So I just, had to move here with my family. for situations in Mexico, and now we're here.
Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of just been home to you for most of your life then.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I went to high school here, and I mean, yeah, 14 till now, 27. I've been here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think like for myself, I've been growing up in the same place most of my life, and I mean, you get to a certain age, it's like, yeah, it's kind of been like your whole life in a way. Um, now, I mean, obviously you're training in British Columbia as well. So I'm also from Canada. I live in Ontario,
Okay.
and if you watch the news, obviously Ontario is not doing the greatest. Same with Quebec. But in British Columbia, how are things like how is COVID affecting your training there?
I stopped following the numbers a little bit because it's getting into the point where I'm like, okay, I had enough.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think we're doing pretty good. I think it's like 400 cases, 400 and something,
Wow.
300 and something. It's not too bad. Training, it's been good. I've been having a lot of one-on-one attention. I mean,
Hmm.
I can't stop training. So training wise, of course, partners, strength, and traveling, I can to go other places to train,
Hmm.
and have multiple partners. But so far it's been good. My coaches, we have like a training thing set up, and it's been
Hmm.
good. I've been actually getting a lot better just because I've been having that one-on-one attention. So that's good.
That's good. So from what I'm hearing you say, so like with the training, do you have like in the gym that you're at, do you have is it like a full gym right now, or like you were saying you're having more than one-on-one? So how's everything work in the gym?
Well, it's pretty much private. You're allowed to
Okay.
do privates, and yeah, I have my main partners, and then we just work. Yeah.
Okay, okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, and I know because a lot of players that I kind of talked to, they've said like, yeah, we're only working at like 70% capacity. Others, it's like full, and it's just more like, well, if you seem sick, don't come in. So I think the whole idea is that you can't really let fear take over your career. I think.
Yeah, 100%. Like it's scary, and it was really scary mostly in the beginning. I
Hmm.
believe. But now that you see it, and I don't know, like you cannot be living in fear. I think.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's the thing. And I mean, when it comes to when the promotions put on the events, I mean, I guess you have to go in that mindset. I mean, you're taking the risk going there, you're taking the risk being around all those people, but it's worth it because you have to continue with your career. You can't put it on hold over something. I mean, everyone kind of has a job to do, right? So yeah, that's definitely a big part. Actually, this is just kind of off topic, but I do appreciate. I know you really like that thing that I tagged you in last night. It's just something new I've been doing, and something I paid for. So I was like, I got to throw this stuff together. I know she's gonna like it. So,
Yeah, I love it. Thank you for doing it. That was awesome.
oh, not a problem. But I was really upset because the music wouldn't go any longer for because what I was doing with the pictures it only lasted a certain time frames. I was like, oh, I was pissed. I was getting all pissed off because the music wouldn't go to the certain part that I wanted it at. So, yeah, you're welcome. I enjoy doing that for my guests. I know I got another person from LFA on tomorrow, so I am hoping to do something for him. He really liked what I did for him as well. Yeah, so let's just kind of go forward here. So I mean, you got pretty much a perfect pro record. You just won the title back in October, November. Yeah, so I mean, beating Vanessa. I'm gonna say her name wrong. Demopoulos.
Demo-
I'm
yeah.
I'm terrible with names. I apologize.
Me
So
too.
you
Don't
know,
worry.
you win the title. I mean, what a war! I mean, I actually personally, I did get to see that fight. I was tuning in because she was a guest on my podcast. So I'm like, all right, I gotta watch her fight. And yeah, I mean, what a war! I mean, what were your thoughts going into that fight?
Oh man, I honestly I didn't fought for almost a year. But
Yeah.
my last fight before her it was in October, I believe. So all I was doing
Mhm.
was having fun. Like for me to get back in the cage, it was just like, oh, finally. And just like on top of it, that it was for a belt, it was just like a, a bonus throw in there. And LFA, a great promotion. So it was even better.
Hmm.
So pretty much I just show up and did what I love to do and have fun. And that's what happened when I do that.
Yeah, and I mean in that fight, I mean it looked like a good fight. It was really one of the best fights I've seen of 2020, and 2020 was, I mean, obviously with COVID, wasn't a good thing, but with besides the COVID, I mean, fights, every promotion's been putting on great fights in 2020. It was amazing. Yours being one of them. Um, Being in that fight though, I mean, it was absolute war. So I know sometimes fighters sometimes have those crazy thoughts going into a fight, and you don't know who's winning, who's losing. Did at any point did you feel like maybe this would be close and they would give it to the champ, or?
Well, I thought I was winning the whole time. That's what I
Yeah.
was thinking when I was fighting, because like I was, I was seeing her face. I
Hmm.
was watching how she was reacting every time I was hitting her.
I agree.
Um, but when you go to the scorecards into the long rounds, like you never know with the judges,
Oh my
right?
god. Yeah.
We seen a pretty horrible judging, and like I'm like, okay, well, I did my job, and it's now I left it on the hands of them, so I guess it's my fault
Hmm.
for doing that, which I try my best to take her out. But she's so tough, right? And
Yeah.
that's great. I had a lot of fun. I had honestly, I enjoyed the fight a lot, and she kept coming back for more, and really respect her for that.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest issue, and I mean, I try not to talk. I try not to put fighters on the spot talking about judging, because you're going into your fights. You don't want to give anyone a bad name. But I think the judging needs to be changed. I mean, because I've seen fights where, and including your fight, I knew that you were going to win, but I had to ask you that because I know some fighters really get a lot of anxiety when it goes to the judging, and or goes to the fifth round, and whether or not it was close or not. I mean, I think as a fan and other fans have seen, there's fights that will go 5 rounds, and there's no way that the champ won, and they'll still give it to the champion. It's insane.
Hmm. Yeah, we've seen that happen before, and we've seen some crazy decisions, but what could you do?
Oh, exactly. But I mean, looking at that fight, looking at your highlight reel, I mean, you're just eating her, like she was just eating up those hits and just kept coming. Like it was. I know a couple times I know you put her on her ass, and she stumbled a bit, but like I was I was impressed how much she was able to take that damage from you.
Yeah, me too. I was like, wow. I even told her, we were in one of the rounds, I was like, what the hell, man, just go down. And then she just gave me this smile, like she's a warrior.
Yeah.
That was really fun. Honestly, I had so much fun.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's part of the sport as well. It's good to have that fun moments. I mean, even if you're getting punched in the face.
Yeah.
But I mean, do you like? Would you rather get tougher fights, or like, what if you had X amount of title defenses? Would you want those to be all tough fights to help yourself grow, or like, how do you view that?
Um, for me, I really like tough fights
Hmm.
because training himself is so much work, and
Yeah.
and like to keep how can I explain it? So to fight someone tough, it's kind of like you want to train harder, you want to push harder, you want to prove everyone wrong when you are the underdog, things like that, right? When it's
Hmm.
an easy fight, let's say, I mean, I feel it's a lot of work that takes into place just to go and find someone that, like, I'm not gonna say that they shouldn't be in there, but maybe it's not, she should have been there with me,
Hmm.
you know. Like I see a lot of female fighters that they try, or male fighters too, that they try to build a record, and then they cut weight, they train, they this and that, and they already know what's gonna be the outcome. Like, yes, I'm gonna win because she doesn't know anything, or she's not
Right.
in my level, I guess. And like what's the point? Like I just don't see the point of doing all this work for fighting someone that is not on my level or higher. you know?
Yeah, and I think too, and if I was a fighter and I was going for my seventh title defense, and I mean, after a while, I know fighters talk about losing that motivation, but I certainly wouldn't want it to be easy fights because, again, like you said, I mean, you got your weight cuts, you're putting all this work into, and it's like you put all this work into getting 30 seconds of a fight, knowing that you can take this person out within a minute. And I think that's you brought up a really important part. Now, just kind of moving on here. Obviously, you got to fight with like no crowd or whatever. So during that time, was it kind of weird to fight without a crowd? I mean, because your last fight was in 2019, prior to that. So how, you kind of got the first taste of what that was like to fight with no crowd. What were your thoughts going in, knowing like there's nobody around?
Yeah. I think there was like couple people like on the stands.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
didn't
like
say that.
like it was not many, honestly. It was pretty much empty. But I mentally I was ready for nobody, like
Hmm.
nobody. I'm talking about like nobody. Like I just go my mindset into that, and then that's it. I'm kind of
Hmm.
weird that way. Like it's just kind of trick my brain into it's okay. When I'm sparring, when I'm training, I don't have a bunch of people watching, right? Or yeah, like it was fine. I doesn't bother me at all, and even like I hear my corner really well.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I think that's one of the bigger things is that a lot of fighters I interview is that they say, yeah, I can hear my corner, but the issue is that then the other corner can hear what's going on. So I mean, if you can kind of, it's nice because I had this conversation with someone. We were watching the fights, and I can't remember which card it was. It was for UFC, but they had two fighters, and they were both speaking. One was speaking Russian, the other one was speaking Spanish. So it was kind of good that, I mean, they're not knowing what's going on. So that
yeah.
was a perfect situation. But if they're both speaking the same language, I mean, you're kind of in trouble.
Yeah, we actually have codes. We have
Oh,
names
okay.
for, yeah, we have different names for some combos that we
Hmm.
like to do. So yeah, so like that's not, yeah. I mean, of course, it's not for everything, but yeah, we have some codes for some techniques.
Okay, okay. Yeah, and I guess, yeah, like that's you kind of have to do that if knowing, I mean, they're gonna hear everything that's going on. I guess, like, for as a fan perspective, watching fights on TV, you can hear all the hits better too. Like, it makes it more dramatic almost. Like every single, like, you can hear the movement on the mat, you can hear the people getting, like, you can actually hear the people getting hit in the face, like especially
Yeah,
the leg kicks too.
yeah, or yeah, it was one punch that I think I landed, and it was like you can hear it on the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, and like, I guess I got to ask you now because you're talking about it, but during any other fight, like when there were crowds, whatever, can like what's it like to like get in the cage and fight? Can you actually hear like when you're hitting the person? Is that more kind of blocked out by the crowd? Can you describe that?
Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't hear it. No, I
No.
don't. Yeah, no. Yeah,
Okay.
no. I
Okay.
hear people screaming. I remember my first professional fight in Denver. Someone screamed to my opponent and say, "Kick her ass" or something, and then you can hear those things. It's pretty funny.
Hmm. Yeah. Does that ever affect you?
No, no, I love it.
No.
I love to be the underdog. I love when people um like I love to go to home, like the hometown from the other girl. I love
Yeah.
that. Every single fight that I had has been in their home, and I love it. That's my favorite thing.
Would you ever like? Do you ever hope that LFA will kind of make an appearance in Canada at any time? Because I don't know if they have. I don't know much about
No.
LFA, so
Yeah, no, they haven't come here. But I mean, will be cool, right?
yeah. I mean,
I
because
mean,
like I think people forget how patriotic or like how big sports can be in Canada. I mean, Canadians go crazy for that stuff.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Like,
that will
and
be awesome. That will be awesome.
Well, and I know because like once GSP, I mean, any Canadian knows who GSP is. I mean, once he came in the picture, I mean, you could see how crazy Canadian fans can get with that, and
Yeah.
if only LFA could push it and push into Canada, I mean, that would be great.
Yeah,
Um,
that would be really good. Yeah. That would be
but
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I know, I mean, for yourself, you being Canadian, I mean, that's just, I mean, I think that would be a big thing for you being a champion, not only being a champion, but being a Canadian champion. Um, I think Canada needs a little bit more of it, and it seems like it's very dominated in the States, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, you're getting your fights, but I mean, to
Mhm.
kind of have the chance to fight in your own, your home crowd, that would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, having
Hmm.
fight here. Actually, my last fight before Vanessa, I was in Ontario, in Ontario.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in BTC. Yeah. So that was the
Okay,
last
yeah,
time I
sorry.
fought. That was yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Now talking about LFA, I know that sometimes they don't offer like biggest contracts in the world. So how many fights did you get when you signed the contract? Just one, two?
Just yeah, just for the belt. Yeah.
Okay. So how does that work now that you've won the belt?
Well, pretty much we're waiting for that call from
Okay.
UFC. We know they like me, and we know
Yeah.
there is some stuff going, but it's been a little bit hard. Like they're cutting people, and
Yeah.
yeah. So we're waiting and see what happens. I'm just training, getting better. You know, as I say, I'm getting a lot of attention, and like one and one, and it's just improving my game so quick and so good
Hmm.
that I'm just enjoying that.
So do you find it's kind of bittersweet that the fact, I mean, yeah, you're not getting that call from UFC or, those big organizations yet, but yet you still have that time to be able to improve and train while you're waiting?
Yeah, I mean it's great. You know, every time I'm training all the time, even fight or no fight. I'm always trying to improve. You know, I see a lot of holes in my game still, obviously, and forever.
Hmm.
But I'm always trying to improve, and I'm always trying to learn. So yeah, to be hopefully one day the perfect fighter, which I mean I want. There's no
Yeah.
such a thing, but you know, I wanna be one of the greatest for sure.
Well, and I mean, you're only like 27, so you still have a lot of years you have a lot of mileage that you can put on to improve. Now, I mean, obviously, your former opponent, Vanessa Demopoulos, I mean, I think she went for the Dana White Contender Series route. Is that something that interests you, or would you rather kind of would you rather just sign a three-figure contract, or like, how do you
Oh
want
yeah, I already just get the contract, you know,
that? Hmm.
and you know, short notice. As I told them before, like I'll take 135, 125, 115. Small man doesn't matter. Just get me in there, right?
Yeah.
I'll take anything. But you know, we will see what happens. It's interesting. You know, I'm really excited for what's next.
Yeah, and I think that's what the UFC has done really, really well with is getting the best from the best from other organizations or like other affiliate. Because I know that under the UFC Fight Pass banner, I think they got LFA, maybe Titan FC. I'm not too sure.
Mm.
I think they got a couple other organizations that they kind of grab their fighters. It's almost like no offense to the organization you're in, but almost like taking the minors and bring them to like the big league almost.
Yeah.
Um, and it's kind of it's good what they're doing, and I think that's why it makes the UFC so trying to think of the word a lot more competitive. I think.
Hmm.
And I mean, you're seeing that with the women's division as well. Like you look at the straw weights, and it's unbelievably.
Yeah.
It's crazy how any girl in the top 10 right now looks like they could pretty much be a contender for that belt. Now I know that you do fight at strawweight at the moment. What is that something? Is that the kind of a weight that you feel great at, or could you go to up to flyweight, or how? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
I'm a 115er for sure. I feel great when I'm a 115. I feel really strong. I move
Hmm.
well. Everything feels good. But you know, short notice, you know, I'll take anything. I'll take anything for that opportunity for sure.
Okay. And so you don't really have a problem cutting to 115? Like you don't feel like you're cutting too much? Like
No. I maybe cutting like 6-7 pounds.
okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it's pretty good. But of course my diet, I gotta diet down
Right, right.
and then go. Yeah, yeah, it's great. I feel great when I'm at 115. When I step in the cage, I feel the most powerful woman out there.
Yeah, and I think that's what they need. Looking at the straw weights, and talking about cutting weight, I think that's been a bit of an issue I've seen with that division is a lot of girls are missing weight, and I get it. Like I understand that it's difficult to make weight sometimes, depending on where you're at with your, how your body structure is made and what weight you should be really fighting at. So I'm glad to hear that someone like a fighter that I've talked to is only maybe off 7 pounds or has to really cut that 7 pounds because some of them have to like cut like 10, 15, 20 and they can't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you get that age where you just can't do it anymore or you do it
Yeah.
for so long, right?
Yeah. What's the point of damaging your body? You're already gonna go into a fight to damage your body, and damage it. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. But people do it, and yeah, hopefully that stops. Maybe in the future, if I have troubles making 115, you never know.
Yeah.
I'll of course go to 125, but right now, I don't have any issues. So
That's good. That's good. And I just wanted your opinion about weight cutting and opponents missing weight. As far as I know, with you, you never had any opponents that have had any weight issues, as far as I know. Another guest I had on, another fighter I had on, we talked quite a bit about opponents cutting weight and missing weight, and how that doesn't really it doesn't really affect her. How much would that affect you if your opponent missed weight? Do you take that as like an insult, or do you when you not care, you just want to fight? What's your attitude on that?
Oh, I don't care. Well, I mean, of course I care if it's like, depends how much weight is it,
Like if you're if you're fighting a Mackenzie Dern that's over like 8 or 9 pounds. I mean,
yeah, that's something else. Do you ever try? Do you even try? But
right.
yeah, I mean, it I mean, few pounds, I don't mind. Of course, I mean, I'm gonna try to make weight. I'm always making weight, so I'm assuming you're gonna make weight.
Yeah.
We're going through that. But you never know what's happening in their lives, in their camp, in their bodies, right? So it's tough. Like I wouldn't like be mad. I will still fight, and then I will take the extra money. That will be great, right? But it depends how many pounds. How many pounds are we talking about? 10 pounds. That's like, okay, what are you doing?
Are you trying? Like,
Yeah,
come on.
exactly. Yeah, like, you can see on their face, like if they're really trying, if they look like they're dying, like it's no point of, yeah, you gotta go make weight. We make an agreement and whatever, right? Yeah, I mean, things happen. You're never gonna have a perfect weight cut or a perfect camp. You get hurt, things happen. So
Yeah, and that's true. And I think at the end of the day, it is part of your job. Like in the contract, you got to make the weight that you sign for. And when you don't do that, you're not technically doing your job. So I think I can understand how certain fighters look at it and say, well, I don't really care. It's a couple of pounds. I get the extra money. I mean, your thoughts. I know, I don't know, Israel Adesanya at all, but in one of his post-fight interviews, he's like, oh, fuck that. I mean, why take 30%? You need to take like 90% from the fighter. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think it's a little too harsh, or do you think that's acceptable? What do you think?
like what he say of taking?
Yeah, he mentioned that he's like saying like, oh, fuck the 30%. Like the money cut and give it to the fighter. It should be like 90%.
Like saying like they should get punished for more.
More, yes.
Yeah, I mean, some organizations, yeah, that's too little, and maybe like or maybe make it like if you miss weight like more than twice, then that's, you know, like more, like adding more percentage every time you
Hmm.
lose, you're missing weight. Yeah, you know, I'm fingers crossed that I have never had this problem, because you know, you never know. And I will hate to do that, right?
Yeah.
But you know, as I said, like people have, you know, issues, like you never know what could be wrong in their body. So is, yeah, I wouldn't be like super upset or taking personal, because you never know. I mean, I'm talking about, depends how many pounds we're talking about,
Hmm.
right? Yeah.
Of course, of course, and that's it. And I don't know if I would totally agree with that either. I think because at the end of the day, you don't really know what goes on with other fighters. I mean, health issues really. I mean, every things can totally, like, the smallest little health issue can affect a weight cut. I know I had another fighter on, and she talked about having health issues. I mean, she's fighting in flyweight now. Excuse me, flyweight, and she kind of talked about how, like, having all these health issues getting in the way, and it was a big way to for her health issues, and why, like, her health issues were the reason for her bad weight cuts, and people are criticizing her. And I
Mhm.
guess people just need to realize, like, unless you know what it's like to cut weight, you need to you got to shut your
Yeah.
mouth, you know.
Yeah.
And people, I just don't think people understand how hard it can be to cut weight. It's not just you just sit in the sauna and you sweat. I mean,
Yeah. No, it's a whole process for sure.
hmm but I do kind of want to move on. So, so talking about, like, you know, you have your personal life and you have training. So how do you balance the both?
Um, you know, how do I balance? That's a good question. Sometimes I have a hard time with that, because like you know, like I want to train, and sometimes I train too much, and I'm still learning how to,
Hmm.
like, you know, get that. But you know, I love to hang out with my sisters, my family, my boyfriend, my dog. So I take my dog out. We go to the park. We go to little hikes. Just hang out at home. That's it. That I don't do too much. I don't have anything really out the gym. You know, like I don't have. I don't know. It's weird. I don't like to do anything after training. All I want to do, if I'm not training, I just want to be with my family, or just hanging out, chilling, watching Netflix. That's what I like to
Netflix. I was
do.
waiting for you to say it, Netflix. I was watching Kamaru Usman's live stream. He was just doing a live stream, just having fans on. I was hoping he'd get me on there. But he talked about, he's like, you know, right now you know, I just started you know, I just started camp, and you look at it, he's just tired, right? And he's just, and when I want to come home, all I want to do is sit on the couch and watch Netflix. I'm like, don't we all?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's, yeah. Just, and I love hanging out with my dog.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Do you find that's kind of like your time to kind of separate yourself, being a fighter and training, and being able to just relax and take your mind off it for a bit?
Yeah, yeah, a little bit of that. Even my brain is always thinking on, you know, thinking about fighting, and you know, um, watching things about fighting too. You know, I'm always trying to get, but yeah, that, you know, when I'm with my family or my sisters, it's just, you know, trying to not think about that, or with my boyfriend. But I'm always talking about it sometimes. You know,
Hmm.
yeah, but we try.
Yeah, yeah. Is there anything that you've been able to watch on Netflix lately? Is there anything that you've that's been catching your eye? Any TV shows?
Oh, I watched this show. It was kind of weird show. It's called Made in Mexico.
You got me.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It was talking like about how people live in Mexico. You know, some
Hmm.
people, like some the higher class, I guess.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I don't know. It takes. You know, I like to watch shows like that, because it takes me back when I used to live there, and yeah, I try to watch a lot of like Spanish shows, just because I don't know, I like it, and like takes me back, and puts me back when I was a little kid, and makes me like remind me things when I used to live there, things like that.
Yeah, and that's good. I mean, like it's always good to kind of reflect and I guess like when you're born somewhere, you never really leave in a sense, I think.
Oh yeah, I love Mexico. I went there 2 years ago, I believe, or 3 years now. After 8 or 9 years that I didn't go.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's so different, and it's different, and I love it. It's so different in their own, it's so different than here. But when I went there, I loved it. I don't think I can go and live there. For the it's kind of dangerous a little bit.
Hmm.
But like just walking and people like being super friendly and just like taco stands and people selling things all over the place and everything is
Hmm.
just so like different, and I miss that. So yeah, hopefully I get to go back soon.
Yeah, and that would be good to hear you be able to do that. I don't know what things are like in Mexico right now, but hopefully once COVID's over, I mean, I think everyone's in the same boat. I mean, for myself included, like I think we're all just ready to just get this COVID done and over with, and hopefully you'll be able to get an opportunity to do that. And this is kind of just a question that I've kind of had for every person I've had on for a bit. So, who is probably and you can't say yourself, who would probably be your favorite female and male fighter at the moment? MMA fighter.
Well, he doesn't fight anymore. GSP, I really
Okay, fair
look
enough.
up to him. He's super respectful but super badass. I'm like, he's great.
Okay, okay.
Female, I want to say um what's her name? I have a couple. Let me think. I'll pick one. Rose.
Thug Rose.
Rose, yeah.
Yeah, she's definitely a fan favorite, and I think
Yeah.
maybe it's not so much about. I mean, don't get me wrong, she's very skilled, she's great, but I think it's not so much just her fighting ability; it's just the who she is, and I think a lot of people admire her for that. She's a good
Yeah.
person and doesn't really talk a whole lot of smack in the cage. She's just kind of cool in her own way, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And I gotta pick Valentina too. Those two.
Who, her, and who?
Valentina?
Well, oh my God. Well, yeah, I'm right there with you because she's probably mine as well. I mean, Valentina. I love Valentina. She can kick ass. She can sing, dance, do the
Yeah.
whole 9 yards. She can shoot guns. Like I mean, she's like that one home. She's that one neighbor you probably don't want to fuck with.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So,
That's two.
but I do just kind of the last couple questions here. So, where do you kind of see yourself in the next 5 years? Like, do you have any plans? What would you like to do?
I see fighting for the belt. I see myself fighting the belt and defending it.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I defend the belt a couple of times, I'll get pregnant and have kids.
Okay. Now I know that. No, I know that some fighters have done that where they have kids and then they continue fighting afterwards. Is that something that you would like to do as well, or are you kind of hoping that you're gonna have kids retire? What would your plan be?
I haven't thought about that.
Okay. No, I'm going 10 years in the future, not 5.
Yeah, I don't know. When I have kids, I kind of want to like have all my attention for them and
Hmm.
don't do anything else, and I'm just kind of like that. But I could get pregnant. Who knows? I don't know. And like I still could fight. I don't want to say I will never or nothing like that, because you never know.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean the what I would like to do is have my kids after fighting and just all my attention and all everything is for them, right?
Hmm.
But you never know.
Yeah, you can never really figure out what your future is really gonna look like. I mean, it just kind of happens when it happens, and then you kind of deal with it then, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's shown that there's multiple female fighters that have been able to have kids, do whatever they need to do, and they can continue to fight after. And if anything, they look even better. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the secret
I know.
is about it, but I know they talk about like these male fighters, they become dads, or the female become moms, and they just look like a totally different fighter in a good way. So, I mean, well, I guess we'll see, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We will see what happens. Yeah.
But so do you have like a message you would like to give out to the UFC at all? Is there anything that you like to give out to future fights?
I'm just gonna say I'm ready. I'm here, and I'm waiting for you guys. I hope you guys are ready. That's it.
And I think UFC, you guys need to sign this girl. I mean, she's perfect record. She's a champ right now, and she's hungry. She's ready to go. So UFC, better get your shit together here.
Right? I don't know what they're waiting for.
Absolutely. But Lupi, it's been nothing but a pleasure having you on the podcast. I appreciate you taking the time to come on here and talk about your career so far. And I love to have you on again sometime.
Sure. Yeah. Let's do it again. Thank you so much for having me.
Not a problem. All right. You take care.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
All right, guys. So if you guys like that, please leave a comment, share it, do what you do, and I will be having another LFA fighter on tomorrow. Not gonna say the name yet. You're just gonna have to tune in, and you'll have to see. So again, thanks, guys. Always, please subscribe, please share, do the whole works. I appreciate the support. It's been nothing but a ride, and I know the last year and a half has not been easy, just with COVID and everything. But that's why I'm here. I'm here to entertain you guys. So you guys take care, stay safe out there, and I'll tune in for the next one. All right, Empire Universe is out of here. See you guys.